Okay, it has been asked by someone on one of the Facebook groups. How are you going to pay for the research into new technology, given the fact that we have claimed that the existing businesses that do research are all corrupt? I gotta tell you that the answer is you're gonna have to fire all your regulators because they're all corrupt. Corrupt, corrupt, corrupt. You've got corruption everywhere. And if you try to fix corrupt regulators and corrupt businesses, and give them more money and, try and clean them up. No, it don't work. You've been tried time and again. Now, in another one of my videos, I talk about this issue, and I have to remind you, you got to go and look at all of my old videos on Infinite Bob 99. I got so many videos, and I've been thinking about so many things, and I yip and I yip and I yip. And, if you want to know my mind, you just go there and watch videos. That's what they're there for. They're all free. You can go and look. But I'm going to make a new one for you, and I'm just going to repeat it. Was when the great master Joshua ben Joseph, otherwise known as Jesus the Christ, say to his people, he was talking about how do you, teach people all of this new stuff that Jesus had. And what he said, basically in the vernacular, you got to throw away everything that you already know. Throw it all away. Because what his words were, you cannot put new wine into old wineskins. Okay, everyone knows if you go skiing and you bring a wineskin, you fill it up with some cheap Chilean wine, and maybe you'll add some custom spices, and you have hot mulled wine, and you can drink it on the mountain. That's a wineskin, and that's, basically wine. But what Jesus is saying is that your old wineskin, you can't keep your old ideas. And the old ideas are represented by old business models of businesses doing research and governments regulating them, or get government appointees regulating them, or things like the College of Physicians and Surgeons doing it for you. You have to throw away all these failed models, just like you throw away failed states. They're failed, so you throw them away, and you've got to get a new wineskin because you've got, new ideas. That's the new wine, and you need a new wineskin. In other words, you have to throw away all the old institutions that used to have these jobs and failed miserably. Why do I say failed miserably? Because they already knew that all this stuff was available, and they kept it out because they don't want to. I mean, they designed the system. If you think it was the government regulators that designed these expensive systems, the big pharmaceutical companies have got to jump hoops through. No, you have to go and look. The number one largest lobbyist for the United States government, the industry, is Big Pharma. So, who spends the most money on bribing politicians? Big Pharma. Who made it so that no small pharmaceutical companies could design drugs? Big Pharma. And if you look to see who runs the FDA, it's it's a revolving door. They go and they pick people from Big Pharma to go and run the FDA. So it is corrupt to the core. And, so don't go look at me and say, well, you're crazy. You go and do your research, and you will see that this is what I am saying, and this is what is true. So, I'm sorry if you think that I'm out to lunch, but I'm telling you, I've done my research, and I know the high cost of drug development is by nature to keep Big Pharma in Big Pharma. and to keep everyone paying excruciatingly high bills for their pharmaceuticals. And because they keep out new entrants to the marketplace because they have designed it to be so expensive to make new drugs. And the government has rubber stamped it because the government is corrupt. All right? Did I give you a good enough answer? Probably not, but go ahead. You poke holes in my argument. You say you have to have all these drug studies, and then you can read another one of my videos and where I've pointed out, maybe I didn't do one recently, but the New England Journal of Medicine, which is the #1 journal of medicine in the United States of America, the former editors have said in many places on the internet that the clinical studies are totally fudged, totally bullshit and corrupt. And you look it up. I've done my homework. I'm not going to keep posting these things every time somebody says, show me. You do your own homework. I'm telling you, I've done it and I've looked. You proved me wrong. It's true. It's true. The former editors of the New England Journal of Medicine that publishes all these drug surveys, they say it's corrupt. Fudged, fudged, fudged. So you cannot trust these big pharmaceutical companies because they are corrupt. And what drives them? Greed. Profit, profit, profit. Why don't we see cures for disease? Because it's better in the long run for them to keep you taking a pill all the time than it is for them to cure you. They don't want cures. They want to have you buying a steady stream for life of all their pharmaceutical drugs. Why? It's money, 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 profit, profit, profit. Follow the money trail. If you are a inspector, detective in any police organization, you have to get what is known as an MO, a Modus Operandi. You have to look to see, what they are doing, and you have to see, what is the goal. The end goal is profitability, major profits, more and more profits. So if you want more and more profits, you'll basically take your stable of products and, you just want to sell as much of it as you can, and you want to minimize your expenditures on new research because new research by nature is expensive because it keeps out the new upstarts. And so that's what happens, it suppresses everything. It is a failed system, it's failed. And, as long as there's greed and corruption, it will stay failed.